When people hear the word waste, they often imagine a factory. They picture excess inventory, defective products, unnecessary transportation, idle machines, or employees walking long distances to find tools. But waste is not limited to the physical world. It also exists inside emails, meetings, spreadsheets, software platforms, approval systems, dashboards, and digital workflows. An employee enters customer information into one system, then copies the same information into another. A manager receives a weekly report containing 20 pages, even though only 2 indicators are used to make decisions. A project waits 3 days for an approval that takes less than 5 minutes to complete. A team attends several meetings to discuss work that could have been resolved through one clear message. None of these activities produces a physical pile of inventory. There are no defective parts on the floor, and no overloaded warehouse is visible. Yet time, attention, capacity, and money are being consumed. This is digital waste. One of its most common forms is overprocessing, doing more work than the customer needs, repeating work unnecessarily, or adding complexity without creating additional value. Digital technology was supposed to simplify work. In many organizations, however, it has simply made waste faster, less visible, and easier to multiply. In this video, we will examine the hidden cost of overprocessing in digital workflows, how to recognize it, and how lean thinking can help eliminate it. If you are interested in Lean Six Sigma, artificial intelligence, and the future of operational excellence, subscribe to the Lean Six Sigma channel and activate notifications. This series is designed to help you understand how improvement must evolve in a digital world. Overprocessing often survives because it looks responsible. Additional approvals appear to reduce risk. More reports appear to increase visibility. Extra meetings appear to improve communication. Additional fields inside a system appear to create better data. Individually, each requirement may seem reasonable. The problem appears when these requirements accumulate. A purchase request may begin with one approval. After a single incident, the organization adds a second approval. Following an audit, it adds another verification. Later, a new system is introduced, but the old spreadsheet remains active as a backup. Eventually, a simple request passes through several people, 2 platforms, multiple emails, and a manually updated control file. Everyone is following the established process, but the process itself no longer makes sense. This is one reason digital overprocessing is difficult to challenge. Employees may believe that removing a step means reducing quality or losing control. Managers may feel safer when more people review a decision. But additional control does not always create effective control. When employees must complete too many forms, validations, and approvals, they may begin treating every requirement as a formality. Important information becomes buried inside routine information. Managers approve requests without examining them carefully because the volume is too high. Teams create unofficial shortcuts to avoid a slow formal process. The organization adds control, but may actually reduce attention and accountability. The right question is not whether a step provides some benefit. Almost every activity can be defended in isolation. The right question is whether the benefit justifies the time, delay, complexity, and cognitive effort it adds to the complete workflow. Digital overprocessing appears in many different forms. One of the most common is duplicate data entry. The same customer name, order number, production result, or maintenance record is entered into multiple systems because the platforms are not integrated. Every repetition consumes time and creates another opportunity for error. Another form is excessive reporting. Teams prepare daily, weekly, and monthly reports containing similar information. Analysts spend hours formatting presentations, changing colors, updating tables, and copying charts, even when no decision results from the report. Unnecessary approvals are another major source of waste. Low-risk decisions may require authorization from several management levels. The actual work may take minutes, while the approval queue adds days to the lead time. Meetings can also become overprocessing. A meeting is not waste simply because it takes time. It becomes waste when participants are unnecessary, the purpose is unclear, information could have been communicated asynchronously, or the same discussion occurs repeatedly without a decision. Digital rework is equally important. Employees search through email threads to find the latest version of a document. Files are reviewed, corrected, downloaded, renamed, and uploaded again. Different departments maintain separate versions of the same information. Finally, some organizations collect data simply because technology allows them to collect it. Forms grow longer, dashboards become crowded, and employees spend more time feeding the measurement system than improving the process. If you recognize any of these situations in your workplace, leave a comment and tell us which form of digital waste creates the greatest frustration in your organization. Your experience may help another professional recognize the same problem. The most visible cost of digital overprocessing is labor time. If one employee spends 10 unnecessary minutes every day updating a duplicate control file, the loss may appear small. But if 200 employees perform similar activities, the organization may be losing hundreds of hours every month. The financial impact grows quickly. However, the hidden cost is often even greater. Every unnecessary task consumes attention. When people constantly switch between systems, emails, meetings, forms, and notifications, they lose concentration. After each interruption, they need time to recover the context of the original task. This creates cognitive overload. Employees may complete all required steps but have less mental capacity available for analysis, creativity, customer service, and problem solving. Overprocessing also increases lead time. A task may contain only 30 minutes of actual work, but take 5 days to complete because it waits between approvals, departments, or systems. From the customer's perspective, the entire 5 days are part of the process. Complexity also creates errors. Every manual transfer of information creates a chance for incorrect values, outdated versions, missing attachments, or inconsistent classifications. The organization may then add more verification to detect these errors, creating another layer of overprocessing. This produces a damaging cycle. Complexity creates errors. Errors create additional controls. Additional controls create more complexity. More complexity creates new errors. Eventually, the organization spends a significant amount of capacity managing the process instead of delivering value through it. Many digital workflows are not really integrated workflows. They are collections of isolated systems connected by human effort. One department uses an enterprise system. Another works through a customer relationship platform. A third manages activities in spreadsheets. Important updates are communicated through email or messaging applications. Employees become the connection between these technologies. They copy data, export files, reformat information, send attachments, and confirm whether updates were received. This work is often described as administration, but much of it is unnecessary motion and transportation in digital form. In a physical environment, transportation waste occurs when materials move without adding value. In a digital environment, the same waste occurs when information is repeatedly transferred between platforms, documents, and people. Poor integration also creates waiting. A system may update only once per day. A department may not see a change until someone sends a message. Employees may postpone work because they cannot trust whether the information displayed is current. Organizations sometimes respond by buying another tool. But adding technology to a poorly understood process can make the situation worse. Before implementing automation or artificial intelligence, the organization must understand the existing flow of information. Where does the information originate? Who uses it? Which decisions depend on it? Where is it transformed, duplicated, delayed, or corrected? Technology should support a better process. It should not automate unnecessary work or connect steps that should have been eliminated. The first step in reducing digital overprocessing is making it visible. A traditional process map may show the sequence of activities, but a digital workflow requires additional questions. For each step, Identify who performs the activity, which system is used, what information is required, and what output is produced. Then examine the waiting time between activities. The team should also identify every approval, manual data transfer, report, meeting, notification, and verification. Ask whether the same information already exists somewhere else. A useful method is to separate processing time from total lead time. Imagine that a customer request takes 4 days to complete, but the combined activity time is only 40 minutes. The remaining time is waiting. This difference reveals an opportunity that may remain invisible when managers evaluate only employee productivity. Teams should also observe real work instead of relying exclusively on documented procedures. The official process may say that information is entered once. In practice, employees may maintain personal spreadsheets because they do not trust the central system. The procedure may require one approval, while employees wait for informal confirmation from several other people before continuing. Screen sharing can become a form of digital Gemba. Ask employees to demonstrate how they complete a task, which systems they open, where they search for information, and how they resolve inconsistencies. Do not use this observation to blame employees. Unofficial workarounds often reveal weaknesses in the process. They show where the formal system fails to provide the information, speed, or reliability people need. Once digital waste becomes visible, organizations often want to automate immediately. Automation can be valuable, but it should not be the first response. If a report is not used, generating it automatically does not create value. If an approval is unnecessary, creating an automated approval notification only preserves the delay. If two systems contain duplicate information, a robotic process that copies data between them may reduce manual effort, but it does not eliminate the underlying complexity. The lean principle is simple. Remove unnecessary work before automating necessary work. Begin by asking what the customer or internal user actually needs. Which information supports a decision? Which controls address a real risk? Which approvals require judgment? And which exist only because they have always existed? Then reduce the number of handoffs. Whenever possible, allow the person closest to the work to make routine decisions within clearly defined limits. Create one reliable source of information instead of several competing files. Standardize naming conventions, document locations, and update responsibilities. Reports should be designed around decisions, not around the amount of available data. Meetings should have a clear purpose, necessary participants, and an expected output. If the purpose is only to transmit information, an asynchronous method may be more appropriate. Automation should enter after simplification. At that point, technology can reduce repetitive work, integrate relevant information, and accelerate a process that already has a logical flow. If this practical approach is useful to you, give this video a like. It helps YouTube recommend the content to more professionals interested in Lean Six Sigma and operational excellence. Eliminating digital overprocessing is not a one-time project. Without clear management principles, unnecessary work gradually returns. A new report is added. Another approval is requested. A temporary spreadsheet becomes permanent. A meeting created for one crisis continues for several years. Organizations need a regular method for reviewing digital workflows. Leaders should ask which activities create value, which controls remain necessary, and which reports actually influence decisions. Teams should monitor indicators such as total lead time, processing time, approval time, number of handoffs, frequency of rework, and percentage of data entered more than once. Employee feedback is also essential. The people who perform the work usually know where systems create repetition, confusion, and delay. But they may stop reporting these problems if previous suggestions produced no action. Leaders must create a safe environment for employees to question established routines. The purpose is not to make people work faster every minute. The purpose is to remove unnecessary work so that people can focus on activities requiring judgment, knowledge, collaboration, and creativity. This is particularly important in the age of artificial intelligence. AI can increase productivity, but it can also generate more reports, notifications, analyses, and recommendations than an organization can absorb. Without lean thinking, digital acceleration may create digital overload. Efficiency does not come from producing more information. It comes from creating a better flow of the right information. Digital waste is easy to ignore because it does not occupy physical space. It hides inside routines that appear normal. The duplicated spreadsheet, the recurring meeting, the extra approval, the manual transfer, and the report no one uses may each seem insignificant. Together, they can consume a large part of the organization's capacity. The hidden cost includes more than working hours. It includes longer lead times, reduced concentration, slower decisions, additional errors, employee frustration, and less time available for real improvement. The solution is not simply to purchase better software. Organizations must first understand the workflow, identify what creates value, remove unnecessary steps, simplify information flow, and only then apply automation. Lean thinking remains highly relevant in the digital world because waste has not disappeared. It has changed its appearance. In the next video, we will explore how decision fatigue affects process performance and why giving people more data, more choices, and more alerts can actually reduce the quality of operational decisions. Before you leave, subscribe to the Lean Six Sigma channel, give this video a like, and share it with a colleague who spends too much time inside reports, meetings, approvals, or disconnected systems. And leave your answer in the comments. What is the most unnecessary digital activity in your current workflow? Recognizing waste is the beginning of improvement. And in modern organizations, some of the greatest opportunities are hidden behind a screen.